Now let's repeat the same step and same attacks that we explained on the previous lectures, but using Metasploit. But before showing you how to do it, let me just brief you about Metasploit. Metasploit, it's an exploitation framework. And in a simple way, the same process that we did on the previous lectures, getting the exploit, searching for it online, getting the exploit, searching if any modification is needed, and so on. We don't have to do that in Metasploit. Metasploit, it's a program that import all those vulnerability and exploit from the same sources, from the same websites, ExploitDB and SecurityFocus and so on. And he reads them and he compiles them, and it just asks you for the input. So if we are talking about RPC-DCOM that we tried on Microsoft Windows before, instead of getting the exploit and compile it and then using the exploit to open a port and then using NC to connect and all those complicated, and this was a very easy one. Some of the other exploit like Android stage fright, it was kind of complicated. It was not that easy. You have to go into the code and change. And I added the video in the description showing you how hard is it to get advantage of such exploit. But what Metasploit can do for us, it can import those exploit and it can read them. And then he will ask you, I read the exploit and accordingly I need to have the victim IP. So you write the victim IP. I need to have the victim port. So you write down the victim port. So it will definitely simplify the process. Now, let's see how to do that. And we're going to repeat the attack. And while we are doing that, I want you to compare what we are doing in this lecture with what we did on the first lecture on this section. Both are same topic, which is using a vulnerability and exploit to compromise system. Could be a Windows machine, could be an Android device, it could be a Linux machine. Concept apply. So the knowledge that you are getting here, how to get familiar with Metasploit. So I have Kali Linux here and I have my victim machine is this exact same victim. You can run Metasploit in different way. You can write from application, go to exploitation and tool, you will find the Metasploit there. As you can see, Metasploit is here. Or you can open a terminal and type msfconfig, or because the tool is very important for penetration tester, they put shortcut here on this tool on the desktop. So let's open it from here. So we open the tool. Sometimes it takes few seconds until it loads all the exploit. So you just need to give it some time until he finish loading everything. And we are waiting to get the MSF prompt. So I'm looking for the MSF prompt command line where I can write the different commands that we can use. Now, we're gonna use some commands that you're gonna need to memorize. But actually, it's not about memorizing the command, it's about the technique. So let's see. As you can see, this is the prompt from where we are typing the command, and let's search for a vulnerability. So if you need to use this tool, I'm assuming that you already spent some time checking about your victim. So you know the victim has which operating system. Is it Windows? Is it Android? Is it Linux? What port he have? What application he have? And we spoke about that in Nmap. So there is different way for knowing the platform of the victim and gathering some information about the victim. And then you start searching in public website like SecurityFocus or ExploitDB. But my point is, before using the tool, you should have some information, because what exactly you'll be searching for. In my case, I already know that the victim has Windows XP, and I know that one of the exploits that can be used for Windows XP is the RPC-DCOM. So I have a piece of information. My problem was I'm not very good working with public vulnerability and writing code and so on. So this is the case. So he will get you all the vulnerability related to that. And you're gonna search for this specific one. I think, yeah, this is the one, which is the exploit Windows RPC-DCOM. This is the ones that we are looking for. Okay, let's just increase the screen so we will be using it. Then you can just select this one and copy it. So I'm searching for my exploit and I type besides the prompt, use this exploit. So the first thing is to search and types use this exploit, and then you'll see that the prompt will change. Excellent. Now, any exploit may need an input. I mean, I know that this is an effective exploit that can be used to hack a system, but he will not be smart enough to know which system. I need to set the IP, I need to set the port. Some input will be needed from my side. How can I know what input is needed? Okay, sometimes IP only, sometimes some other information like port or operating system. But how can I know what information is needed to be able to use this exploit to hack our victim? You just type show options, and show options will show you, show options. It will show you all the inputs that you need to add to be able to use this, and see how easy it is. So it tells you, okay, to be able to use this specific exploit, this is the information needed. And some information are mandatory and some information are optional. Those two information are mandatory, the R host and the R port. Both of them has to be added. But R port already have a value, so you may keep it or you may change it. I would suggest to keep always the default value. While R port, it's empty and it's required. Now, what is R port? Is the target address, the target IP address. So I need to put here the target IP address. Fine. So we can type, how can we add the value? You just type set and you put the value that you want to R host. And don't forget that Linux are case sensitive, R host, and then you put the IP. The IP of my victim, let me double check one more time. It's 192.168.1.114. So 192.168.1.114. And how can I verify that it has been assigned? Show option again. And I can see now that my vulnerability has the required information. My exploit has the required information. All of them are, if you need to change, you can set R host and it will replace. And it's telling you that this will be effective to Windows XP, Windows 2000, Windows 2003, and so on. Now, how can I launch it? I mean, yeah, it's fine now. It's ready to launch and attack the victim. You just need to type exploit. Exploit will launch the attack. And let's see what will happen. So I'm typing exploit. And here you go. And we got the Meterpreter session. Meterpreter session mean I have hacked to the system. I'm now on the system machine. Okay, I have a full session, or I'm sorry, a full lecture about Meterpreter session and how it can be useful in the Android hacking section. But right now, once you get this Meterpreter session, that means you are already connected to the victim. How can I know that? Or how can I use that? Okay, I hacked to the system. And one more time, maybe I'm using Windows as a proof of concept, but same concept apply on Android. To know how to use the command or what command can you type to gain information or download file, just type help. You don't need to do anything. Help, and you will find all the commands there. You have some commands that will dump all the password on your computer. Copy hash dump, for instance. So if you just type hash dump, you'll get all the accounts and password on your computer. Yes, they are encrypted, but later on we're going to see this is not a problem. We have a command that opens the webcam or opens the mic on the victim. We have a command that keyscan start. It will capture everything he's writing. It's like a keylogger, remote keylogger. We have get desktop. Let's see what exactly this command is doing. So what I'm saying is you just need to copy and paste the command and see what will happen. So if we type get desktop, let's see. I don't know what is that exactly, but I thought it will get us a snapshot or something. We can, like, for instance, system inf. This will give you information about the victim, or you can shut down the machine. Okay, copy, and you type shutdown. So Meterpreter session is very easy to use. You just type the command, and I believe you're gonna see it will start shut it down. Here you go, start shutting down, and eventually it will shut down. So my point is, Metasploit, this is how easy it is. It's very, very easy. You just need to search for a vulnerability and then see what option is needed and put those options, and that's it. You don't need to change any code. You don't need to know C or Perl or Python and so on. So this is actually one of the best exploitation framework. Now, let's see regarding the second lecture in this section, where we were talking about stage fright. If my victim was an Android device, do I need to go through the same steps? Okay. Do I need to get the exploitation file and start doing change the same way we did on the previous lecture? Actually not. Same concept. You click on search Android, or maybe you type stage fright. And I'm giving this specific example because it's a very, very effective exploit. And during the Android hacking section, I explained how to use this exploit, but using through Metasploit. So let's see, maybe I'm mistyping it. Search for Android. And you're gonna see the amount of Android payloads that you can find, okay, and exploit. So if you search, you'll be able to find stage fright. We're gonna have a separate lecture for that, but the scope or objective of this lecture is to show you a different way for using the vulnerability and exploit. Even iOS, I believe you will find some vulnerability related to iOS. So you can select any one of those. You can start testing them if you know how it works. So it's not memorizing the command, it just knows the technique.